We have to approach Genesis 1 for what it is. It's an ancient document. It's not a document that was written to us. We believe the Bible is written for us, like it's for everyone of all times and places, because it's God's Word. But it wasn't written to us. It wasn't written in our language. It wasn't written with our culture in mind or our culture in view. And therefore, if we want to get the best benefit from the communication, we need to try to enter their world, hear it as the audience would have heard it, as the author would have meant it, and to read it in those terms. And no more important place to do that than in Genesis 1. To get the idea of what the 6 days, the 7 days, actually, of course, is all about, we have to try to understand the context of the ancient world. First of all, we would have to understand that this resting on the seventh day is a very important element of it. One thing that we don't pick up at all when we read the text, but that any ancient reader, Israelite or otherwise, would have understood, is that if it talks about God resting, it's talking about a temple, because that's where God rests and where the gods rest, and that's why temples were built. And therefore, we automatically are thrown into a temple context when we understand the ancient world. The idea that they had in the ancient world was that the temple and the cosmos were kind of all blended into one. If we used a modern metaphor, it'd almost be like the temple was the Oval Office. It's kind of where all the business is done, where the work is run. It's the hub of activity and of control. And so for them, that's what the temple represented, and the cosmos was run from the temple. And when deity took up his rest in the temple, it wasn't for leisure or relaxation. It was to settle down to the work now that everything's set up and ready to go. When our candidates run for office and wanting to get into the White House, it's not so they can just flop down on the Lincoln bedroom. It's rather so they can get into the Oval Office and start running it. And if you ask, so what happened after the person was elected and inaugurated? Well, then they started running the country. And likewise, after the cosmos is organized and God takes up his rest in this cosmic temple, well, now he starts running it.